What's up, DailyVee? Obviously, we're trying and continuing to innovate and doing some fun stuff. What you're about to see is a merged DailyVee, Dallas and Atlanta, 2 talks, double the fun, 3 talks. That's right, I did 2 in Dallas. Thank you, D-Rock. You'll probably see D-Rock. Well, actually, you're behind the camera, right? Yeah. You won't see D-Rock, which is just how I like it. Hope you enjoy this. You got your perspective. I just want to be happy. Don't you want to be happy? Hello. Hi, how are you? How are you, sir?
Good. Do you prefer your left ear or your right ear?
My right ear, please.
Okay. Yeah.
We're in Dallas, Texas. We're here at the National Radio Conference, but the term radio is being used loosely at this event. You know, podcasting, voice, AI. I genuinely think the ears are the next game, and I've been talking about that for a while. As a matter of fact, we're recording this in video, and I'm not so sold that more people won't consume this through just audio than in video form. So I'm excited to be here. It is a
turn your head to that.
You got it. It is a classic. Thank you so much. It's a classic audience. I think the far majority of people here are from the hardcore radio industry, and so the challenge here is how do you a lot of industries are in genuine trouble if they don't have a hard pivot. This industry has to take a soft pivot because the macro thesis is going to be okay. As a matter of fact, they're about to go into a golden era. However, if they become romantic about how that content is being distributed, they can become quite vulnerable and not as successful. If they're romantic that it has to be done on Sirius or on 7 a.m. and not as a skill or a briefing on a Alexa or Google Home, or not as a podcast, or not as video being filmed while that radio show is going on, then they will lose. Winning's better than losing. I'm going to try to land. Thank you so much.
Feel comfortable?
Phenomenal.
You count to 10 for me?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
One more time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. No, 8.
You good?
I'm good.
One more time.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Thank you. Winning is better than losing.
Your team, by the way, is fabulous.
Thank you.
And they're very protective of you in a good way.
Thank you. I think finding the right balance of that, what you just said, is we have so much empathy, gratitude towards any partner we work with, while they'll know whatever we need to do from a time standpoint or things that we're hedging.
Are you Mets or Yankees?
This is funny. So I'm a diehard sports fan. Like the fact that you brought up the fan just made me smile in my heart.
Well, you should come over. No,
Happy
you should
to.
come over.
One of the highlights
see
of
Boomer and all those guys, Mike.
Love all those guys.
Yeah.
Grew up a humongous sports fan. Mm-hmm. Was born in the Soviet Union. Grew up in Jersey, so had a real mix. So I was a Jets, Yankees, Rangers, Knicks fan. But the Rangers and Yankees, I literally stopped watching completely the day they won the championships in '94 and '96.
Really?
I completely missed the Yankees dynasty because I got '96, Charlie Hayes catches the ball, and I literally do not watch another Yankees game.
No way.
It's the wildest thing. I'm now.
Please don't turn your back on radio because it means so much to
Do you know?
the fans.
Do you know how historically on board with radio I've been over the last decade?
You have.
I believe in audio more.
Because I know you always talk about it in your
My
presentation.
number one thing here is going to be, as long as you're not overly emotional in the pipes that distribute it, you will be unbelievably fine. You will actually go into the next golden era. If you are disproportionately vested in the actual pipes and are caught in that, you need to start creating the other pipes.
Right.
Because if you put your head in the sand on the pipes, you will get destroyed. That's the truth.
You're absolutely
There's no reason that most of the companies in there that have not started, whether it's Alexa, whether it's podcasting, whether it's something else, why let some other entrepreneur come along and take that?
Oh, you're dead right. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go, but do me a favor.
Yes.
If you ever want to, I'll reach out to you, and
Please.
if you want to stop by and
I
hang
will.
out with those guys,
I will.
that would be great.
I'm happy to do it.
We'd love to have
Awesome.
you.
Take
All
care.
right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Before we get started with the program this morning, I'd like to introduce the Chief Marketing Officer at
Thank all of you for being here early this morning.
Hold on to your hats, because I know for sure he is not going to hold back. So please join me in welcoming Garyvee to the radio show stage.
Thank you. It's very sweet. Any business here that digs in its heels and thinks the traditional distribution of radio is going to win out the game in the next decade is going to lose. The internet will continue to eat up market share. It will happen. And when it happens, the important part is to make sure you are diverse if you're in the distribution business across building briefings and skills across the voice devices that will dominate the homes and the behavior and the offices and the cars of all of our consumers. And podcasts will continue to grow, and people listening to audio through video products will continue to grow. And if you happen to be in the content business in here, well, get ready to get rich. Because if you have the best content over this half century, it's going to work out. It's as simple as that. The art is now winning the business leverage game, not the pipes. Because the pipe came along that changed the course of the industry. It's called the internet. We continue, from me down in this room, to wildly underestimate the internet. Let me remind you of how young the platform actually is. The consumer web, not the nerd stuff that the military and academia was doing. The consumer web is a 1994, 1996, 1998 phenomenon. We are just getting started, and the indicators are in the water. The one thing I don't understand is macroeconomics. What I can tell you is that if Jeff Bezos is the CEO of Amazon and the macro economy is in a good place, it's the layup of all time because he's 100% consumer centric and playing for his legacy, which means his behavior will play out well long term. 99% of Fortune 500 companies are run by executives who care about what the stock price will be when she or he retires 6 months later so they can strike and buy a yacht. Those companies lose. So that's my stock tip.
Gary, thank you for
Thank you.
joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for saying that. I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
That was amazing.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Who's taking this? Who should I give this to?
There's more people in this room
How are you?
than there are in the hometown. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. In the red dirt scene, we like to wear t-shirts on stage. I hope that's acceptable for you guys this morning.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
I
Yes.
my picture with you.
You
You are
may.
one of my most.
Oh, that's so
Wait.
Oh, I got you.
Oh my gosh, you're such an
you were
inspiration. You are the
fabulous.
reason why I don't give a shit what people think about me anymore.
That
Thank
means
you.
you're welcome so much.
It
Thank
took
you for
me
saying.
years of therapy.
I'm glad you
It
did
is
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gary, would you take
Yes.
a picture with me?
Yes, I
I'm
would.
on WFAN. You changed my life too because
Thank
I say what
you.
I think.
Good for
and
you.
it made me go up in the ratings.
That makes me happy.
I know, I'm kidding.
Thank you for saying
so
that.
much.
You're
Keep
welcome.
doing what you're doing.
I will. Take care. Oh, sorry.
It was great.
Thank you for saying that. You're welcome.
Totally enjoyed meeting you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Take care. Made sense, right?
Makes sense to
I want to give you a quick thank you. I got my first job by citing your book in my interview, and they were very impressed that I knew who you were and what I was doing.
That means a lot to me.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
Big fan.
Thank
and
you.
Love to get a picture.
Sure.
I have some questions, but I'm not even going to.
Fire away while we fire one away while we're doing this.
What would you say about people who work in those Goliaths who are trying to get the change and just aren't being heard?
Put it on the table respectfully so you don't get fired, but you're historically correct, so that when people leave or when things get bad, they're like, wait a minute, Roy was right, let's make him a VP at this new thing. You can't, you're not gonna change a Goliath, but the people that don't die on their own sword don't move up either. So if you believe it, say it.
Okay.
No different than what you did to get the job.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
take care of it.
Thank
Awesome.
you so
You're welcome.
much.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
So awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gary, I wanted to
Yes.
ask you a question. My
Yes.
biggest concern on everything I'm doing is experimenting with the content. And the reason why is there's just so much to do and so many things
But
happen.
but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It'd be way worse if there was nothing to do.
Yeah, that's
Don't get
very-
crippled. Don't get crippled by opportunity. Don't judge yourself.
Thank you.
That's what will help.
You want to intro the podcast?
Yeah. So what you're about to listen to is. Are we going here? Oh yeah. Okay.
All right, so I think you just changed the definition for radio for this audience today in a big way. What do we need to do as an industry to change the definition of radio for advertisers and agencies?
I think one, we can't, if we're not romantic about the word radio, then we can get into a conversation of voice content delivering value to the end consumer, and we need to, for brands and businesses, make them think of us as that, not as the thing they grew up with that is on the dial of their car or in their home. And so the networks need to make themselves 360 and not just be at the mercy of one distribution. They need to be in the podcast business. They need to be in the audio skills business. They need to be in the video business. Every single radio show in America should be filming it and putting each episode on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn today.
Many of them are.
Many are.
But you touched on...
Most aren't.
Right.
99% are not.
Or people aren't aware that it's there.
Or they don't think they have to, right? They subconsciously, even, forget about consciously, they subconsciously get into a romantic point of view of like, this will be okay. We've always been around, we'll be okay. Audio is more than okay. I actually think audio's biggest era, probably since radio's hit the scene, is on the verge of being here. It's the way that audio is being distributed that I think needs to have a thoughtful conversation.
So, can we talk about audio content for a second?
Yes.
And what makes it incredibly relevant and engaging for consumers? And there's a part 2 to this. So, radio in the former definition, right, is a collection of incredibly powerful brands.
Yes.
Right? And those brands employ incredibly powerful human beings.
Yes.
That create content.
Yes.
Live.
And those brands are at the mercy of the casting of those human beings, no different than a sports team or a company, right?
Right.
Keep going.
Right. So, what do they need to do to continue to remain relevant and engaging in this new audio content world?
Who?
The radio station brands.
Let's start there. Let's start there.
Okay.
If you're a radio station brand, if you're Z100 in its apex in 1993, 1988, 2000, whatever the apex is, if you didn't start building brand on the internet in 2000, and definitely in this audio explosion, if Z100, I'm just gonna use it because I grew up in Jersey, if Z100 is not a relevant player in podcast land, if Z100 doesn't have a very thoughtful voice-activated device strategy of how it's gonna show up uniquely on Alexa or Google Home or Apple Pod or whatever else, if Z100 is not putting out its video clips on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and if Z100 is not a podcast brand that matters, Z100 is vulnerable.
Right.
That's, I don't know.
Z100 needs to be Garyvee.
100%, and it's funny you say this.
Right.
This is my biggest point. And you know, you're watching it manifest. I'm living it. I am building brand at a speed and at a scale that is unusual. And if you've taken into account that I am not on a television show, it's unparalleled. And it is completely based on this thesis, which makes it fun for me to talk because I'm not hypothesizing here, I'm living it.
Right. So you're an audiophile, right?
I believe in audio the most because I like every human that's watching me and listening right now is now a creature of 2020 and wants to do multiple things. You know, we're amazed by our kids' ability to be on the iPad, the iPhone, and watch TV. We did it too. You watched MTV while you were on a two-way phone call with your friend and going through a teeny bop magazine. You multitask too. That's what humans do.
Radio matters because?
Radio matters because it is one of the distribution tools for audio content, and audio content is massively on the rise in our society because humans want to multitask in a 2020 world.
And radio works because? Same answer?
Radio works when the audio content is consumed and the creative coming out of the human's mouth influences the person on the other side and to do the transaction that the company wants, whether that's to buy a sneaker or go to a concert. Audio, much like what I'm doing right now, is a form of communication that has the ability to change one's mind. And that's always powerful. But because I roll the way I roll, the conversation is not audio. The conversation is you're using the literal interpretation of radio. You may be using it under the context of all distribution. You may. Most people view it. You may. I don't know, and that's fine. Honestly, I have no vested interest or even passion one way or the other. But I would not want to be a linear network today. I do not want to be CBS, NBC, and ABC in 2020 selling empire. I want to be an OTT or YouTube. That's just the reality of what consumers are doing. And this is historic. By the way, everybody who's listening or watching, go do your history lesson of what happened when the radio came out to the newspaper industry, or when the television came out to the radio industry, or when cable came to the 13 channels, or when the internet came to cable, or when the OTT, I mean, this is just forever. This will be forever. People used to do smoke signals on mountains. That's how we talked. People used to draw in caves. That was real. That is how we sold. Things change, and we need to change with them. Pictures and video and words and audio, that will never change. That's how we communicate. Where we communicate it and in what distribution form is constantly changing. Some things get 50 years, some things get 3 minutes. The internet's gonna get a long time. MySpace didn't have the longest time. Vine didn't have the longest time. TikTok may or may not. It may be Facebook and YouTube. It may not. But at the moment, if you wanna sell something to a 15-year-old in America, TikTok is the place you need to put your energy. That's just real life.
That's it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That was a great talk today.
Thank you,
Really
darling.
enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Longtime Jets fan too.
Love that. You got it, bro.
I appreciate it.
Awesome. Take care.
Ready?
Yep, you got it. Really nice to meet you. Take care, sir. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Take care. Take care. Thank you. Pretty good.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
That was great.
Maybe I should get
I think that was, I think that really resonated with the room.
It was.
I couldn't push you guys harder to do that.
I'm doing what I can.
You gotta.
Way above
You know,
my
the
scale.
problem in this industry is people are so romantically attached to
The end.
radio.
That's it.
They love it.
That's it. People dig in.
Right.
That's why people lose.
Yeah.
People dig in. I mean, they dig in on something they don't even realize why they're digging in. You know, they're digging in because nostalgia is a very powerful part of our framework.
Change is uncomfortable.
By the way.
It's gonna take me time. I'm gonna do it. Where do you live? Oh, I know it very well. I do so much garage sailing in New Jersey.
Oh, really?
So I know like and I did a lot of direct mail. So,
but I'm a Giant fan, so.
I understand. I
No,
think.
That was really good.
Yeah, it really was.
Really, really good.
Yeah, it was. I nailed the ending.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of interesting.
Great.
Yeah.
Intro for the podcast.
Hey guys, what we're about to listen to is a really, it's really funny. I'm doing this intro right now just after D-Rock and I spoke for a minute of like how good that one felt. Speaking to the radio and audio industry, I'm always at kind of quote unquote, I think I'm at my best when I'm at a conference where that industry's timing is at a crossroads where if they give up on romance, and focus on their ability to actually leverage what they're doing right now and not allow new incumbent distributors of the energy, whether that's retail or media, they can win. And I feel very obligated when I speak to bring the most value, and I feel I brought a lot of value today, this morning here in Dallas. I hope you enjoy this podcast.
People say to me, they're like, what is the greatest piece of advice you ever received? And I said, it was that moment when I was at my lowest. Do you remember that?
I remember it like yesterday. Of course I
Gary
remember.
looked at me and he said, stop focusing on the shit that you suck at and double down on your strengths. And I fucking did it.
I'm aware, brother. I'm so happy for you. Oh man, it makes me so happy.
I get a quick shot?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to give it a talk. Thank you. Thank you. I got it down. Take care, guys.
You want to give me content right
We're at the LinkedIn thing.
Want to go on stage? This is the minute.
No, I'm
Otherwise,
good.
I will take you through the back, and we'll do a walkout.
It's going to be a lot of people.
It's 4,500.
I love it. Nice.
So it's a big room back here, and then you're on stage 3:45. And you're done.
I'm very happy. Thank you.
So,
And D-Rock, what happens then? I go back to the hotel, right?
No, we don't go back.
You sure? Because I thought we did.
Yo, what it do? This your boy Dream Motivates.
It happened.
Z.
ARYVEE. What up?
Oh, there go D-Rock. D-Rock.
Yeah, D-Rock's real too.
What's
He's
good,
real
boy?
too.
Yo, Dream Motivates. Let me tell you something about Gary, man. If you're not following him, you need to follow him. You don't lost your mind. He done written books. He is awesome motivator, and he doesn't like being called motivation speaker. However, he is a very good businessman, and you got to. Like, can you just share some knowledge, like some 20, fourth quarter living?
Listen, it comes down to this. We got one at bat, right? Like, nobody's come back from the dead. You can't prove it. You got one at bat, and I don't understand why people live in their lives based on other people's opinions. Your mama, your boss, a comment in Instagram.
Wow.
Like, focus on you, like offense.
That is so amazing. And let me just kind of tell you, I'm tripping right now, like I'm trembling. I look at you.
You also smell good, by the way, on the record.
Smell good. Smell good and look good. Matter of fact, yeah. And I've been looking at the garage sale joints.
Yes,
I've
the
been
flip.
looking at the flipping. I'm looking at all your posts. I've seen the growth. I've seen, you at the Jets game. I see, bro. Listen, I'm telling you. Ask me a question, I'll tell you about yourself. That's how much I follow you.
I'm humbled.
And, I'm a kid from the hood. Never had nothing. I started my marketing firm. Just been trying to get it, trying to grind, trying to get an opportunity. I call it the Heisman. You know, the Heisman, people pushing you off instead of bringing you in. And
I mean,
like,
look,
I'm trying to get the opportunity.
Look, right now I'm taking a lot. Well, listen, right now I'm taking some heat from people about free work is a good idea, and people are like, oh, that's bad, you're mean. And I'm like, you're saying that from a place of privilege. Like, people come up, and when people are Heismaning, one of the ways to break that stiff arm is like, oh, you don't think I can do it? Let me do it for free for a week. Let me do it free for a year. Like, people don't get it. When the door's not open, free is the fucking key.
Yes. And because you got to show people your worth. And like right now,
people are like, when you don't do that, you're not valuing your worth. But the reality is, you need context. And by the way, if you say, hey, Garyvee, I'll do it for you for free, or hey, Nike, I'll do it for free, or D-Rock, or LinkedIn, you can stop at any moment. You can stop the first day after free if you're like, oh, wait a minute, D-Rock's a dick.
Do you know how monumental you are? Now, I'm not trying to, juke you, like trying to get you. What I'm saying is, I've been an entrepreneur, right? You made an entrepreneur like a verb, like you made it cool, like you done made it swagger. And you say it all the time, but a lot of people, you give away so much game.
That's where I was going.
You give away game, and you know that, hopefully the reciprocity
because you know what's funny? It's not hopefully the reciprocity comes. It's that what I'm feeling right now, admiration, is more interesting to me than an extra zero in my bank account. It's not complicated. It's not super complicated. I know that most people don't talk about it, but it's not complicated. Some people like admiration and legacy more than money.
I remember you said something, I was like, man, I never thought about that. He was like, you know what I want to do? I want to have the biggest funeral ever.
Yeah, I do.
And that's a part of admiration, like, who are you, who were you, and if you pass away,
are people
like you
showing
said,
up?
You're gonna die. If you pass away and there's 4 crickets and your mom,
And you're going in, if you go into the ground with $12 million and 4 people are at your funeral, you fucking lost.
That's, man, and that shook me. That means like every person I see, I want to smile. They might be having a bad day. Man, let me tell you, like, yo, man, you smell good. Like you just, like you're having a,
It's true.
And I'm just saying this. The Bible says you have not. I know you have your religion, but you have not because you ask not. I will come in if it needs some footwork in Dallas, or come out there to New York. I would love to come to the spot. I'll fly out there.
I'm gonna have
tomorrow.
you and D-Rock collect right now because I gotta go to this room. I want to say hello to a couple people, but that's done. Live your life, yours.
And can I get a tag, a Dream Motivates? Can you push me out there a little bit?
Keep listening to Dream Motivates because he smells good.
Shout out to my man Garyvee in the building. Thank you,
I got
man.
70,000 fans.
Yes.
They want to know all Gen Zers.
Yep.
They love you. They want to know why you like Gen Z. So I just want, if you could hold on.
You got it.
I got Garyvee in the house. Why do you like Gen Z?
I like Gen Z because they're going to be around the longest from all the other generations that are here. It's because I like people. And like the kids are always right. People just don't know it at first.
Agreed. I need a tag saying, listen to these guys to learn more about Gen Z.
Hey guys, it's Garyvee. Listen to these guys to learn more about Gen Z. You're welcome. Hi.
Garyvee, how are you? Big fan of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having the books.
Yes.
Bro, I'm glad we ran into each other. You'll get his email?
Shaking right now.
You're amazing. I always love watching your videos on Instagram,
Thank
on
you.
LinkedIn.
Thank you.
It's great.
Thank you so much. What's your
Can we
name?
take a picture, Lily?
Lily, nice to meet you. Yes. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Great
How
to
are
meet
you?
you. I work at LinkedIn. I'm a hustling musician on the side as well.
I love that,
all
man.
your stuff.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hey, love what you do.
Thank
Only
you.
in social one is the
For you guys, it's just, the stuff I say is what I believe. I think it's a game of patience.
Absolutely.
I think where youngsters get caught is you don't realize how little time the next 5 years actually is.
Yep.
But then you
It's
stress
not even
it.
like 5 years, it's 2 years is what we're saying now.
People are worried about 2 weeks.
Right, you're right.
And that's because people worry about, that's how I got into judgment.
Yep.
The real reason you worry about that is because you actually care what other people think.
Yep.
And so people are just living their lives based on other people. And that's always a bad idea.
And you can't.
It's called defense. By nature, it's called defense. You know what I mean? So, nice meeting you.
It didn't go, so you
No,
listen
it
to
didn't go?
these guys for Gen Z.
Yo, listen to these guys for Gen Z 2009.
In this room,
Yes.
As we said, it represents some of the largest staffing and recruiting agencies, RPO agencies in the world.
Yes.
And the industry as a whole is evolving. Recruitment marketing, aka content, is growing. Is one of the fastest growing aspects of this industry.
Makes sense.
And I think a lot of the questions that I hear are about just where to start. Because these are businesses that haven't traditionally needed to think about a marketing strategy, a content strategy, a brand strategy.
Well, this is super funny, and obviously, like, I think some people here know me or consume me. Like, I've been screaming for the last year about LinkedIn. Like, I'm telling people that sell fitness equipment and raisins and socks to do content marketing on LinkedIn. You can imagine what I think you should be doing on it. I mean, if you are not producing 4 to 12 pieces of content a day at the scale of your businesses here, and probably even closer to 25 on LinkedIn a day organically, you're making a fundamental mistake. And there's nobody here even remotely close to doing that. I believe that to be true.
Challenge accepted, Gary.
I really believe it, I'm glad, and I hope you do, because I think what you may know based on jumping in, or some of you may know following my career the last 10 years, I end up being right about this stuff a lot. Here's why. I'm not guessing. This is happening right now. Like, the organic reach in LinkedIn content right now is far more reminiscent to 2011 and 12 Facebook than anything I've seen. I would think that you're probably aware that there was a golden era of Facebook organic marketing that you heard about from your friends, or you lived or know of its existence. It is happening right now in your face in LinkedIn, which is the biggest permission for B2B people on earth ever in the last 20 years to get a good deal. And yet, A, people aren't acting on it, because B, they are not consumer centric. You will not produce content that brings value to the companies you're trying to serve or the people. You will make content that is a lead gen to your business. And that's why it won't succeed. And that's why the content won't resonate as much. So it's not only recognizing the strategy, but it's understanding how to make the creative that actually brings value to the other person and being disciplined enough to being able to do that. There's no secret of how to get into better shape. Eat better, work out. But many people can't keep the regimen for a million different reasons. My strategies are basic. It's not super complicated. This is execution.
I have a quick one. So when you're talking about like reinvesting into your company, do you ever have like an idea or recommendation that you give to companies in terms of like how much percent of revenue they should be reinvesting into marketing?
No.
No.
My answer is as much as humanly possible. I believe that the internet will commoditize everything except brand. As much as humanly possible. Like communication's the only thing left. The product itself, like obviously if your candy bar sucks, I'll just speed up everyone knowing it sucks. The product and your brand, because everything in the middle is in trouble. Bookstores went first, limos and cars went next. The entire macro infrastructure of physical retail is happening right now. Wait till you see what happens to the fast food and fast casual space with all these cloud kitchens and everyone's ordering everything and getting food delivered in 1 minute on brands that don't have stores, but it's the new McDonald's. It hasn't even started. You guys have felt the effects. There's been technology, things of that nature, and there'll be more. I would never, it's very rare for us to consider to hire an outside recruiting firm because I'm just gonna analyze people in the wild. The data's there. Wait till that becomes consolidated. Wait till people understand that is a very good way to do it. You better build a brand because it is reputation. It's why people say all those things, right? They're right until they're not. And how you build your reputation and the scale in which you can and what's happening and the ability, what's gonna happen and has already happened to some of you, and you know this to be true, is, you see, this is a ridiculously big spider. What's gonna happen is somebody who's only been in the business for 3 years is gonna start winning business from you, and you're gonna be complaining that they have no experience of what the hell, but they've already struck the heart and the mind of the person that decided because they've watched 4 videos on LinkedIn and they made sense to them, and they're very thrilled that you've been doing this for 26 years, but Karen made sense to them a week ago. Don't let that happen. Like I said earlier today in a different conference, which has been a fun day, 2 talks, which is rare for me, Goliath should never lose to David. If you have a big company, which I assume at some level you do here, or influence or what have you, you should not be losing to upstarts. None of those wine stores should have lost to me. They just didn't believe in email and Google. They thought catalogs were better. Thank you.
Great topic to end. So, if you enjoyed the talk,
We'll pot it up for you, okay?
Understood.
Right. Over here.
We're at some humongous LinkedIn event. There's like 6,000 people out there. 4,500 to 6,000, they said.
Get it? A lot of people.
It's a solid number. I'm feeling it, D-Rock. Something.
The energy?
I'm going live in like 6-7 minutes at this keynote. So if you're catching this right now, check it out. It's this hair. Swipe up. D-Rock, what have you learned today?
Care about your employees.
You didn't know that before?
No, I learned it again. I mean, you say the same shit over and over and over again.
But I say it in different ways.
In very different ways.
In different context.
Yeah, so I
distributed differently.
On different platforms.
With different analogies and nuances, and sometimes a word that changes it in a way that finally makes someone see it.
Like today.
Or the person's just ready to see it.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit of, you just need to hear it a different way sometimes. Or you need to hear it multiple ways, and then one day it will click.
Or something might have happened today that made you actually hear it differently.
Correct.
6,000, 5,000.
I dropped my gum.
You did? And I stole your gum. I just took this out of your hands. I don't think the camera caught. I did.
Bad guy.
Oh, and that one. We got a boat. All right, here. This incredible moment to be, and I love this moment because in 7 years I won't be as underrated. Like I'll have to like change. Like I'll have to like, what's that TV show? Like The Secret Fucking Singers, The Masked. What is this show that's huge right now? The Masked. The Masked song. No, where they're like in costumes and are singing.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm gonna do that in 20 years when I feel like, oh, I'm gonna get like what's that movie with Travolta or like fucking Nicolas Cage?
Face Off.
I'm literally gonna win it, the whole fucking thing, and then rip my face off and come back as a different human and win it again and be like, see, it wasn't luck.
You're gonna need a voice.
That's fine, that'll be easy. That's easier than ripping your fucking face off.
Go.
Pursue her dreams. She can always go back to school.
Wonderful. Let me, if I can just thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, sorry about that.
Hey, Gary.
Here, can I get a picture?
Hey, Gary.
Yes, sir.
One diehard Jets fan, too.
Was that you clapping? I saw you, bro. I saw you, bro.
When are you gonna buy the team? Can't come soon enough.
I need 20 years, bro, but you're young. You'll get there.
Yeah.
Hey, hi guys.
You have to wish my husband happy birthday.
You got it. What's his name?
I want to tell you something real quick.
Go ahead.
10 years ago, you told me to be the best recruiter I could ever be, right? And I just want to tell you, I played someone for $7 million and made $1 million fee. I fucking love you, man.
I love you back, bro.
You're
Keep
the
going.
man. Can I
Thank
take a
you.
selfie with you?
Okay.
Selfie. Thanks, man.
Love your content, Gary. I really do.
I appreciate that. I got you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Say hi to my husband Eli. He loves the Jets.
Eli, what up, bro? 0-3. Don't worry. We're coming back.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Whew. No, some guy Brandon in Twitter's like, bro, why'd you interrupt Tillman Fertitta so much? You were interviewing a billionaire. Give a fuck? Whether I'm being sweet or being interruptive or being competitive or being kind or doing business or doing friendship. I don't give a fuck about how much money you have in your bank account. It's the fucking stupidest shit of all time, judging somebody based on that. Or really the stupidest thing of all time, and I hate using stupid, a very bad idea is treating people different because of their status or financial framework. Actually, I just got motivated. I'm sending a text. Yo, good morning. I just got fired up, so I'm sending you this text. Here's the tip of the fucking day. Treating somebody different because of their financial status or their cultural status or how many followers they have, thinking that you treat people with privilege, even if they earned it, even if they fucking earned every part of it. Treating somebody different is a huge mistake. I don't think I have that much time on the text. No, I don't. Yo, I just got super fired up. Somebody said something on Twitter that triggered me. Good morning, what's up? Tip of the day. Treating somebody differently because they have money or fame is ludicrous. Treat everybody the same. Fuck.
4D's intro?
924, 4D's intro? Yeah. Yo, what up guys? Another in-depth, is this for the podcast?
Yes.
For the podcast, what's up podcast? Hope your run's going well. Hope your dog pooped and you guys are heading back to the house. Hope you had a good day at work and you're driving in the car and there's not too much traffic. 4D's Insight from September 24th. People are learning like fucking crazy from this. Hope you enjoy it. You should sign up for a 4D's. It is absolutely the Sasha Group, thesashagroup.com, VaynerMedia's, VaynerX's agency for small businesses. It is absolutely the #1 thing we sell in the world that has been most loved. Anyway, nonetheless, here's an insight to one of the hours that I spend with people at 4Ds, which is one of their 12 hours that day.
Like, we're at a good finish now where things are coming out like in more real time than ever. Like next, it's like literally that was from the last week.
It's fucking huge.
So fun.
This conference, and then I'm out. If you haven't checked out my text platform, 212-931-5731, text me, sucker. How are you, bro? Good to see you.
Got to kick it with your brother at the NFL test we took last year in DC.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you for saying that. Almost got destroyed by salad. I'm gonna try to do more of that kind of stuff. Just fun stuff.
Death by salad.
Just I think that, yeah. You know, like even the part with AJ, you know, like, you know.
The thing that we're trying, so why I'm not filming a lot of dead space is it takes longer for the editor to edit. So I'm trying to like be smart. We're trying to be
that makes a ton of sense.
But then you miss that too.
But even if you have the camera down, like sometimes it might just be funny. About to go speak to these lawyers in Atlanta about building their brand and not just trying to get SEO and print and outdoor television and radio as a funnel, a little bit more native to this. Same mindset as always, pretty just like chill or focused. You know, usually D-Rock and I are talking 1 second before I go on stage. Or I'll be like, give me 2 minutes and I'll, you know, think about the first line and then I'm off. But it's super easy for me to go up there. I'm just completely and utterly focused on how do I bring the most value to the people in the room. I know they're lawyers and I know it's 2019. I got the rest.
You never brought up thinking about the first line.
Yeah. Once in a blue moon, just to, you know, like right before, you know, when they're like, Gary Vaynerchuk helped build his father's business, and I'm backstage and I'm just like, okay, these are jewelry store owners. Let me make this comp to my dad's liquor store, or like, you know, sometimes I'll do that. Yesterday I did it in an HR conference. I said, I thought about how funny it was that my dad, not to his fault, but you know, Russian style, his big thing was the employees are the enemies, or watch out for them to steal. That was running through my mind. That's how I started it. Sometimes, but other times I'm like, okay, make sure you tell them about TikTok. Like first thing, be like, I made a lawyer TikTok video, and I come out and I'm like, Atlanta, what's good? You know, the baby, and you know, and then I'm gone and I lost the whole, you know, so it goes both ways.
Please welcome Gary Vaynerchuk.
Watch your step.
This way. Where am I going? Let me make it perfectly clear before we get into Q&A. I have 0.0 interest in you doing anything that I talk about this morning. You're not my mother. You're not my brother. I genuinely don't give a fuck about you. I am doing this keynote because it's being filmed and I want to be historically correct, and I will re-air it in 8 years when I'm talking about something else. And if you follow me on Instagram, I've quite enjoyed the last year of pulling up my videos from 8 and 9 and 7 and 12 years ago, because I'm looking to build my reputation. If you want to go back home and do exactly what you're doing, I actually am happy about that, because the less money that you put into these systems is making that attention a better deal for me. So there's no confusion. I prefer you don't do anything I'm talking about this morning. And the good news for me for doing this for the last decade is I know that 98% of you will not. I will do a nice job here for the next 44 minutes. We will get fired up. A lot of things are gonna make sense to you in its mix of cursing and comedy. I will answer very direct questions that show you I have deep practitionership in this. This isn't fucking college up here. This is everyday real life. I've built 2 businesses from scratch, one from scratch, to a $200 million business over the last 9 years in revenue, profitable, not valuation. I built a $3 million business doing $300,000 in gross profit before expenses with no credit line and no venture-backed money to a $60 million business in 5 years as a 22-year-old. I'm Mariano Rivera. And if you don't know what that means, Mariano Rivera is a Hall of Fame pitcher that just retired and went to the Hall of Fame recently. Played for the New York Yankees. He was an extremely good pitcher. He was their closer for 2 decades. But ultimately, if you're a hardcore baseball knowledgeable fan, he had one pitch. He had one pitch that literally not one human being besides Edgar Martinez knew how to hit. And that's me. I suck at a lot of things. The one thing I don't suck at is understanding what the consumer is doing at this second. I understand human behavior, and I understand human attention, and I understand it not like buying a mutual fund, I understand it like day trading. I know exactly what's happening right this second. On LinkedIn, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, in print magazines, on the radio, in billboards, on TV, on Netflix, period, end of story. And that currency is going to be the single most important thing in perpetuity, because as the internet continues to evolve, everything in the middle is commoditized. The amount of people that give a shit of what college you went to or how many years of experience you have is staggeringly low. Knowing who you are is super duper important.
We'll get the meet and greet later in about 30 minutes.
What are you looking for?
I'm gonna miss my flight if I don't bag it out.
Hello.
Hello.
Come on in.
Thanks for being here.
One word, communicate. It's communicate. One word, communicate.
But it's a consumer-centric, selfless communication structure, not a how do I see it, selfish communication structure. And so it's simple, it's inherently not human. Most people are deeply insecure and selfish, thus everything manifests from that.
We're talking about give to give, not give to get.
But you have to have it seen.
Yeah.
You know, you could be the sweetest fucking pumpkin pie of all time. If nobody knows it exists, you're fucking finished. And so, and even scarier, people are invested in things that seem to be working because they're used to it, and they're watching it decline by 5 or 7 or 13 or 9 or 11% each year, and it just becomes defense, right? You know, while not recognizing your direct mail is just not as good of a deal as it used to be. You know, it's that, and then it's Google, and by the way, and then it's not doing it right. You know, there's plenty of people in there that spend $5,000 on Facebook and have nothing happen, and then they just give up. Doesn't mean that Facebook's broken. You know, so there's a lot of, you're absolutely right, and it's in simplicity, but in the nuance I just ranted on, that's where the action is, because I'm not special. You clearly understand you understand the thesis. It's the filter and the execution underneath it that is very nuanced.
Do you think that you have to get someone in-house to like, because you're never gonna go when you go, oh, we're gonna spend $30,000 a month with this agency to help us with our Facebook stuff, right?
I think at a small scale, in-house is a great way to go. I do. I even think you can steal somebody. My belief is that everybody I'm looking at right now should take the at-bat to try to figure it out themselves, because it's that important. That was the point I made about balancing your checkbook. Like, to me, communications is oxygen, no different than actually understanding how to handle cash flow. I really believe that. I believe it's become that singularly important. I really believe that.
I think in our industry too, like, we're so built up to be in court and trial, and like you're so rehearsed in what you're doing, but to actually be vulnerable in who you are, finding that voice, I think is the hardest thing.
I understand that. And honestly, I think makes a ton of sense.
You gotta say fuck it and do it, right? I mean,
listen, I know how I navigate. When I hit the business scene outside of the wine scene, I remember just being very comfortable, thank God. Again, good parenting, good circumstances. I felt comfortable being myself. I mean, 95% of the comments I got in year 1 and 2 were, you don't dress the part and you curse, no one will ever take you serious. And I remember thinking very early on, I'm like, what naivete that results in the end, and the consumer will always make the decision. And we value the things in the middle because we're taught to, school and many other things. We value the middle, and the middle is a commodity. Everybody's doing the middle.
I think a lot about age.
Do you guys want to get food, and I'll set up a chair there, everyone will sit, and we'll just go right hardcore into it? Let's do it. Shh. I'm gonna try to maximize value here. So I've got to go to the other room and then catch a flight. So in the next 15 minutes or so, I'd love to do more Q&A. I'd love people to get very specific about their questions. And I appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoyed the talk this morning. Let's fire away, sir.
You're the man, dude.
Can we close the door?
How much importance and time do you put on? Is it a byproduct? You just do a lot and you naturally learn from it. You consciously focus the things you are learning as you are doing them.
Yes.
What's the give and take? Where do you
Fully that.
all the second?
Well, I spend 100% of my time on watching people react to things, not to the actual thing. 100%. But I also, and what D-Rock would tell you is, you know, my copy skill, like I know what people want because I'm listening first. For all my talking and all my interrupting the question and all this, I'm listening at all times. Thus, I have a better sense. I just know what resonates because I'm so, and don't forget, and you know this is now fucking 37 years of like, I don't, you know, this is talent. Yeah. You know, like I've had to come to realize, I'm like, oh right, in business, in entrepreneurship and communication, no different than in singing and in sports, there is natural talent. The reason I set up the conversation around lemonade and baseball cards, I've been doing this for so long. It's why I was such an atrocious student. Yeah. It was so black and white to me that I couldn't even pander to societal norms of the 80s to even appease my poor mother who would punish me so bad every report card because I wanted that every second in the classroom to figure out why did they laugh when I disrupted that? Why is everybody wearing those sneakers? I mean, like I literally just said something that I know D-Rock's never heard this. I used to sit in class and fundamentally analyze everything people wore without even knowing why I was doing that. Yeah, and so that's it.
But then how much of the time is you spend with the audience building versus thinking about how to monetize a jab versus
I spend no
reactive to understand the hook?
I'm a little bit unusual, and you may know, I think you know this, I have a separate business that doesn't monetize my audience, thus I spend no time. My great secret compared to all the other personalities is none of the important finances come.
How much time do you spend thinking about the monetization and
secondary
effects?
Zero, because the framework's already been created.
The audience is there, and then you think about it in different contexts.
I just know there's some trickle down, but zero thought into it. I don't know, you know, it's just not the way I think. I build other businesses to make sure I don't have to rely on any conversion from it. You can ask, when we sell a t-shirt for fun to learn, like I'll do on my text messaging platform, or if it's the sneakers or the wine, I weirdly like better when it doesn't do well.
But it does monetize, the other is unconscious for you, and you have people in place to actually translate it.
Yes, but again, the economics are so minute in comparison.
Sure.
Yes, but really that fucking matters. That changes the entire intent paradigm.
All right, Gary, so you know everybody's different in the room and in that big room. So I am a brand in Alabama.
Okay.
We're the largest firm, but I've done
like a Nick Saban-like brand?
Like I'm the second most recognized.
Go ahead.
I'm not kidding, Gary, at all.
I believe you.
3,000 billboards. So it's confusing to me. What I'm saying is I have traditionally, so I have 2,000 billboards. I'm on the radio every second. I'm on the TV, all the stuff.
Yeah.
So how do I transition?
By taking 20 to 40% of that money and putting it 100% into something like Facebook against your core demo, 45 to 90, that still translates there. And then by teaming up with your team and others to take 5% and start the beginning of that next generation, which is not gonna you are not gonna do well at first, or maybe even at all on Instagram at first, but it's just starting to build the awareness. But I will promise you this, sir, and this is universal. There is no radio and billboard perfect execution that trumps perfect Facebook execution for who you're trying to reach. Here's why. On common sense, that billboard is vanilla. The fact that you can make a reference to Jalen Hurts transferring to Oklahoma, like you could do all sorts of shit. You can make 8,000 billboards that matter to 8,000 different psychographic and demographic. Alabama's got a lot of micro personalities, genders, races, age groups. You're gonna make you know why the Andy Warhol Super Bowl commercial last year that Burger King did missed the mark because nobody under 40 fucking knew what the fuck was going on. When you sell vanilla, vanilla's a popular flavor. But when you sell vanilla, you miss a lot of customers. And what you're doing is sheer penetration. And you're no dummy. Billboards can't work as well as they did 10 years ago. Every passenger's looking down at their phone. I'd rather them see your pretty face. I promised you, Seth. I'll sneak in yours too, Digger.
Sorry.
I failed all my classes because I do not listen to authority.
If you were my marketing guy and you were in charge and I gave you $100,000 or $200,000 a month to put into social media, how would you spend it and who would you?
I would run Facebook and LinkedIn ads and make contextual creative to the data that shows me who the historic customers you tend to get are, and I would run the ads against those demographics and psychographics, and I would make 43 different pieces of video starring you or somebody else that went to bring them value so that we built awareness.
So those ads would not look like my traditional TV ads.
Are you fucking crazy? Do you know how bad your traditional TV ad is, no matter how awesome you are?
You scared me with the voice.
Okay.
Recognition. How do we stay ahead of that curve?
By building a brand, Digger. Digger, the only way, if that gets to the scale that it could, listen to the words, if that gets to the scale that it could, in 15 years, the only thing that's left is brand. They have to say, Alexa, can you get me Digger? You know, because if they say, give me a personal, give me a lawyer, give me a whatever, a trainer, a milkshake, whatever, they're gonna have, and that is gonna play out.
So, staying ahead of that, can you say that one more time?
Sure.
Can you say, Alexa, give me Digger?
Alexa, give me Digger. You got it. Yes, ma'am. One more. I gotta finish with ladies.
So, I love my haters.
Good.
And I know.
You love them because it motivates you, or you love them because you're empathetic to them?
Both.
Good.
And I think it gives us a little more traction. They don't realize that as they're posting things, they're just getting us.
So you're a believer that all publicity is good publicity?
It gives their opportunities.
I think that's fair. Go ahead.
And I like, I'm always trying to figure out a good formula of when to engage and when not to. Sometimes it's nice when a client engages for us. You know, if it's a bad review.
It's a great question. Yeah.
It's wonderful. But I haven't quite figured out a good formula.
There is no formula. I think I actually think you've got it down, because I do the same. I just think it comes down to timing and serendipity. Sometimes you just got 15 minutes and sometimes when there's a lot of things going bad around me, I've got some fires, I got some issues, my grandma passed away this last summer, and when she was not, when life, right? The Jets are 0-3, I'm on tilt, sometimes I'm not just in the mood to know I'm gonna have to spend 15 minutes maybe going back and forth to try to, right? Other times, I'm bored, I feel fresh, I got 8 minutes because something got canceled, and I'm like, I'm gonna get in there. I wouldn't overjudge yourself. There is no proper answer. I think it's predicated on your current mindset to be able to be the bigger person. People lose because they go into a debate or a conversation, but they're not emotionally balanced, which allows them to get triggered, which makes them overreact, which changes the context of the actual merit of the conversation, which fucks up the whole thing, AKA America.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So nice to meet you.
It must be exhausting for you. I'm apologizing
you know
for
what?
everybody
It's
here.
hard. It's hard to not be grateful. No, it's actually quite easy, believe it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how could one be confused on like how nice it feels,
That's awesome.
To take this for granted would be ludicrous.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank
Take care. Have a great
Appreciate
day.
it. Have a good
Take
flight,
care.
man. Take
Bye-bye.
care.
T-Rock, he said this must be exhausting. I said, to get confused, to be grateful and get confused and take this for granted would be ludicrous. It was interesting.
Jets fan from '69.
You're luckier than me. You got to see it at least.
I've never heard of you before.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Today is the first day.
I'm glad. What's your name?
Larry Kramer.
Larry, real pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for
I
saying
wish
hello.
there was a little bit more of the how-to as opposed to the what.
The how-to is super simple. The how-to is Google. Like, I wish.
Learn on Google. You're talking about.
Correct. If you said, how do I post a video on YouTube? How does a lawyer, where are you based?
New York, Long Island.
How does a lawyer in Long Island reach, Google will answer it. The how-to is the commodity. Mm-hmm. People focus way too much on the how-to. The how-to, you literally go to Google, and any question you could think of that you would want to ask me right now, whether in written form, in a free white paper, or in video form, depending on how you learn, you will know how to do it in 3 minutes.
Okay.
That is the commodity, my friend.
Okay.
That is the commodity. You can find that.
And I was looking for social media marketing people online, and it was very difficult to figure it out. I don't need that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's so important that you should spend 3 to 5 hours Googling how to, opening the accounts, taking a photo, running against people that live in Haslam, you know, and making a video and saying, if you've had an injury, or I don't know, whatever you think is right, and learn. It is as important as running your P&L. It has become that important. I really believe that.
I suffered through that Monday night game and the traffic. Oh my God, that was horrible.
Yes, that was tough.
Nice to meet you.
Take care, Larry. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care.
Hirak, did you get that part too? Yeah. That was really good, the how-to.
You speak Russian?
Я говорю по-русски.
Молодец. I'm Michael's dad.
Very nice. Очень приятно. I know, the guy, the fucking guy. Nothing. You've been amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
An absolute pleasure.
What's that?
Thank you so much for being here.
Let's grab our bags.
Yes.